What's up, guys? It's your boy Aloe here, and we're back with another banger, guys. Today we have the Ultimate Tower Defense tier list for Update 20. We got some amazing new units here, and the tier list has been updated, and we actually have some interesting changes. So let's get right on into it with the S Plus tier. Now, you guys already see it on your screen here. Of course, we got Blackbeard here as the number one. Blackbeard is going to be the starter unit of choice, guys. If you don't have Blackbeard, get him. He is 100% better than Whis. Whis actually has been notably taken out of the S Plus tier, and you'll see why in a second. Next up, we have Colossal Titan and Whitebeard. You may ask, why is Colossal Titan Nagali ahead of Whitebeard? Well, Colossal Titan, you can spam him, and due to the Whitebeard nerf in Update 19, you can no longer spam Whitebeard. However, Whitebeard does have that crazy damage, so maybe go for it. Next up here, we have the Blue Shenron. Now, the one thing that's bad about the Blue Shenron is it only affects units that are already out. However, it reduces their speed to half, which is pretty broken. Honestly, this unit alone, I'm pretty sure, has gotten people all the way up to an additional 10 waves from the old meta. Next up here we have Froppy. This is a legendary unit, guys, and it is in the S Plus tier. You must get Froppy. Froppy is going to carry you through every single story mode / classic mode in the game. If you're just starting a run or you're just on a new account, use one of the gem codes and make sure you pick up Froppy ASAP. Her poison effect is so broken. After that, we have the first Shenron in the game. I think it's just normal Shenron or whatever. This Shenron is okay. It does give a 75% damage buff, which is actually really, really useful. After that, we have Anya. Anya has a chance of insta-killing the units. That basically makes it ahead of every other godly, because every other godly is pointless when you have Whitebeard. Next up here, we have Aaron. Now, Aaron is another legendary unit. The reason he is the S Plus tier is he is meta for battle mode. If you want to finish battle mode really, really fast, you can use him along with the red Shenron, and you're going to be clapping those cheeks. Next up here we have Dio and Jodaro. Now, it's kind of your pick which one you want. They're both meta because you can time stop every unit once with each, and so go get them if you're trying to do a infinite mode run. They're okay in story. Dio is nice because he has an AoE attack that actually is going to help you out a lot in story. So maybe you want to go with Dio first, and if your team needs, maybe Jotaro. Jotaro is kind of a farm unit, but he's kind of pointless as a farm unit. But he does have, I believe, higher damage for single target attacks and a higher range, so your call there. Now, Thanos is a godly. The reason Thanos is up here is because he gives you pretty much a guaranteed 5 waves in infinite mode. So if you want to hit those infinite mode leaderboards, one person on your team needs a Thanos. Now, the newcomers here. Just a reminder, this is in really no particular order. All of these units have their own specialties. They're not really ranked by DPS because you're not really using these units for DPS with the exception of Whitebeard and Colossal Titan. We have Todoroki, has the chill effect, and I believe he also might have the burn effect. The problem with him is he is a little bit on the expensive side, so he's not a starter unit, and you can only place one of them. If he was a starter unit, he would be better than Blackbeard. But honestly, I recommend you get Blackbeard first. Yeah, Todoroki also has a little bit more damage than Blackbeard, but again, you can only place one, so it's whatever. And Boo is the best money unit in the game. If you want to be getting those monies, you might as well get a Prestige 5 Boo. However, honestly, the money units have been buffed in this update, so it actually does not matter a whole lot. So those are all the S Plus tier units. We'll move a little bit faster through the S tier units. Alright, guys, sorry about my mic. I was kind of making outfit a little bit there. Alright, guys, here's the S tier units. We got Naruto, 6 pass. He's going to have a very high DPS, but again, just not as good as the ones in S tier. We just don't bother getting him. Get Todoroki or Blackbeard instead. Polnareff is going to be a little bit better than Luffy, but again, he's a lot like Todoroki, in fact, that you can't really place him down as a starter unit, but yeah, maybe cop him if you want to. Golden Shenron's 2x range buff is really buggy, and honestly, it's just not that worth it compared to the other Shenrons. Madara, you're going to have very high DPS. However, again, Whitebeard is just a better bet. This guy right here, Kakashi, he's going to be a really good for meta for infinite mode. But he's been kind of outclassed with the fact that there's just so many other slowdown units. For example, the blue Shenron, that he's just not as good as he used to be. So he's in S tier. Definitely recommend you having him on your team for that. And he's decent for story as well, but he's mainly an infinite mode unit. Kakashi is going to be good for everything, especially story mode, and even meta for infinite mode, because he's a slow unit. So, and just stack all the slow units together, and you're good to go. Toga is really good because it insta-kills any unit that has 20% health or under after her 3rd upgrade, so she's really useful for certain strategies in classic mode. She's actually, with Blackbeard, she's going to allow you to not even have to have Whitebeard to beat insane modes. So that's why she's really good. Goku Drip is a buff unit. He's like the best damage buffer that's passive. That's why he's in S tier. Same with Naruto, except he's for range. Albedo also is good as well. The reason they're both in S tier is you can combine them, so might as well. Annie isn't really the unit of choice for like summoning in battle mode, but she's pretty good. Light Yagami is really nice, except for the fact he costs 3,000. He's going to insta-kill every unit, but the problem is his SPA is 20. Though there is a cap at that. It's about 400,000 damage, but that's going to be enough to clap any unit in classic mode. Infinite mode's a different story though, but I don't recommend bringing Light for infinite mode. Noodle Games loves him, but I don't simp for him like that. But I can I don't even see him being useful even with all the Shenrons combined. You might as well just go with a Whitebeard, because Whitebeard hits pretty much the whole map. Gojo, and Goku Rose and Sasuke, they're all like those godly AoE units. They're Whis is better than them, but they're not bad. Same with Luffy. Oh, why did I rank them above Luffy? Yeah, put Luffy on here too. I forgot to add Luffy here. Luffy's going to be a little bit better than them. The reason Whis and Luffy are on the same tier is because just if you're spinning for Divine, please don't spin for Whis. He's not worth it, especially with Blackbeard being out. But if you have him and from an older update, maybe you can consider passing on Blackbeard and getting Todoroki instead. K Piccolo is another AoE unit. He's pretty good. Car 4 is just a better version of 02. Aquaman is the second best money unit in the game. And then Rage Shenron is one of the new units. He's apparently meta for battle mode, but I haven't tested him out. He's also maybe meta for leaderboard runs, but he's not too bad. He's just not that great. What he does is he buffs all your units' damage. However, he also buffs the enemy's speed. So it kind of evens out slightly. But I think you can still come out ahead. Then we also got Gara. Now you may be like, why is Gara on the same tier as Yagami? The thing is, Gara is super cheap to place down. I believe he costs $500. And so he's like a cheaper light to place, and you can also place 3. So he's more practical for classic mode than Light Yagami is. Next up here, we got the A tier units. Now these are units that are okay. Get them if you're new to the game or rich. Nagato, his SPA is just way too high to be a starter unit, but his damage is pretty solid. Berserk Gus, he's just been outclassed by everything else, and now that other units have the same effect as him, I believe that he's just not as worth it. Then we have Ace. Ace has a decent burning effect. He's pretty much a better version of Hog. However, he's just not that good considering, but he's good for a mythical unit. Shazam and Mysterio and Superman, they're all old DPS units. Great for story mode, not really good for infinite mode. Kirito and Asuna are a great combo. If you pair them together, they are super OP and better than everybody else, pretty much. But, again, they're not that good for infinite mode or even battle mode. Johnny Tusk Act Part 4, he's a boss killer. He's one of the best boss mythical killers. So if you're building a team of all mythicals, bring him in for the boss killer. Josuke, the thing is, the reason why Josuke and Tusk Act 4 are on the same tier is because you can place 2 Josuke's, and that's just big. So, other than that, he's like a slightly less damage version of Tusk Act 4. Zoro is decent DPS, but I prefer the other ones due to their range. Techi is a lot like Superman in DPS. However, she has this weird thing where her fire rate keeps going up as long as it's attacking a unit, but in the end, it isn't that good. Piccolo and Vegeta are legendary AoE units. They're super cheap to place down. Megumin is an expensive AoE unit, but she does do a lot of damage at the end. And I know F- Mike really loves to simp for her. We got Spawn is like another good AoE unit. Super fast attacking but low range. Shazam is like a slightly worse version of... Deadpool is like a slightly worse version of Shazam. 02, same thing. Spider-Man is the best Spider-Man style slow unit, so he's really good and pretty much meta. But you might as well just go with Christmas Spidey, because Christmas Spidey is like the best. and he's free. Just use code Merry Christmas. Speedwagon is also solid. He's just the A tier money unit. He's decent. Honestly, you don't really need to spend a whole lot of gems or gold on money units. Just go for him. Meliodas is okay. His just DPS is so much lower than everybody above him. And Rock Lee is actually really good for A tier. He's like a cheaper version of Superman. Next up here, we have the units that you shouldn't get, the other tiers. So in B tier, we have Jotaro. Don't get him because the Divine Jotaro is better. And then we have Rock Lee, Mythical, and Killua. They're just not worth it. There's better units. Go get the units in A tier. Alfred, he's actually okay if you don't want to spend a whole lot of money on money units, but he's just a B tier money unit. The Hog, if you really want that bleeding effect, it's not that good. If you really want it, then you can go get him. Techi's okay. They're just okay, okay? Like, Techi, a Joker, okay DPS. The Spider-Man's here. Spider-Man 2099 and I believe it's Venom are just okay. What's his name? Minato is okay. Itachi's okay. They're just not that great. I mean, if you run into them and get them, it's cool, but I just wouldn't bother spending for them. Same with Tatsumaki and Doflamingo. They're just not that good. CT here, we have, like, they're kind of just, like, lesser versions than the ones above them. So, like, Red Hulk, he's solid for the early story mode. Same with All Might. Same with this guy right here. I'm blanking on his name. Bane's okay. Deathstroke's pretty good. He's like a budget Shazam if you don't have Shazam, and really good on the longer maps. Same thing with Yuki and Yuki Lennon. And One Punch Man is same thing. He's like a super low range, high SPA. He's like a budget. He's like I would probably say he's probably closest to a budget Gara. He's just okay. Anime is just a C tier money unit. It's going to give you the least amount of money in the game for the same price. If you're just starting out, just get Aunt May because it's a common. But other than that, don't bother. These are the D tier units. These are just the units that aren't that good. Some of them are actually solid units, but anything below this, just don't even touch. That if it's not on the screen, I just wouldn't bother messing with it. So Goku's actually pretty solid. That's the reason he's the top of D tier. If you're trying to beat the early levels, try to get Goku. He's just an uncommon. Escanor is okay. Miox, he's okay. They're both like okay AoE units. Batman's an kind of legendary. He's like a super budget Shazam. He's just way worse. Levi's okay. Rukia is just not that good in this game. Same with Ghost Rider. Just get Flash instead. Flash is coming up next, guys. Don't worry. One Punch Man's a worse version of One Punch Man, the serious version. Raftai is just not that good. Same with Zoro and Prison Superman. Zoro and Prison Superman are the same. Same with Martian Manhunter. All three of those are just the same units. They're just okay DPS units. They're really bad for Legends. What is it? That's not Dead. What is it? I'm blanking on the name. This purple guy, he's pretty good. Check him out if you're strapped for cash. He's one of the better epics in the game. Magneto's trash. He shouldn't even be a legendary. He should honestly be a uncommon. Mazan and Armor Titan and Kira, guys, they are godlies, but do not spin for them. There are just better options. Get anything in the above tiers. Broly is trash. And, guys, Golden Frieza makes your units faster. He is the one unit in the game that actually makes it worse. Just don't get him. Okay? Just please. And don't bring him to my carry streams, guys. People bring Frieza and then we lose because he makes all the enemy units faster. So do not bring him. Last but not least, guys, we have the best units in the game. Ranked by awesomeness. We got Flash, guys. He got the crazy DPS. He's easy to get. He honestly should be a godly, guys. Make sure you cop Flash. Next up, Reverse Flash. He's like Flash without the drip. We got Christmas Bitey, guys. He is a free unit. Use code Merry Christmas. And he's like the best slow unit because he's literally free. Next up, we got the Monkey, guys. Monkey has really good damage. He's AoE, and he has crazy range. Combine him with the buff units, guys, and he's hands down the best unit in the game. Besides all the units above it in this tier list. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this tier list, guys. If this is your first time watching my video, make sure you subscribe, guys. We're trying to hit 37,000 subscribers, guys, and we're trying to hit 50K coming up in a couple, next month. That would be awesome. So I really appreciate that. Also, guys, if you see the like counter is below 690 likes, guys, get it to 690, or if it's at 420, get it to 420. I would really appreciate that, guys, and I hope you enjoyed this banger video, and we'll catch you on the next one, guys. Bland Spot out. Peace.